Hi, fellow traders. What's happening? I hope you guys had a good day today. It was not a bad day today, but if you ended up on the wrong side of things early, it wasn't a very forgiving day. And if you were here for the live feed this morning, you saw I got on the wrong side of Roku out the gate. And the mistake I made today was I didn't stay locked in. I could have made a ton of money on Roku, but woulda, coulda, shoulda, don't pay the bills. So I'll wrap up, take those notes, roll it up, file it away, and move on till tomorrow. Move on to tomorrow. So we had a really good watch list. We had some good stocks that moved, that offered opportunities. But, we'll take a look at my day here in a minute. I want to share this quote with you from our highly decorated women's basketball coach here at the University of South Carolina. A 3-time gold medal winner as a player. She's in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. She's the coach of the women's Olympic team this year. She's been assistant coach for years. Awesome individual. And this quote, it really goes with what we're doing here. A lot of people notice when you succeed, but they don't care to see what it took to get there. And that goes for everything we do, but especially in trading, because we notice people when they post big winners, or they post or boast how successful they are, but you don't really care to see what it took to get there. You don't really care. You're just looking at the end result. And that's what attracts us. Honestly, that's just human nature. That's what we're attracted to. And that's why I used to put how much money I made every day on the videos and the title. And that's why I took all that stuff off. Because that's not what I want you guys. I don't want that to attract anybody. I want to attract people who actually want to learn how to trade for real. And who's not caught up in this much money, that much money, and all that. That you really want to learn how to be a successful trader, be consistent, and grow. Now, that's my goal here. So, and even you see championship teams, people that win championships, you see the glitz and the glory and the fame they get. But if you listen to their story and you see just what they had to go through to get there. And sometimes if we look back and we understand what other people had to go through to get to where they are, we'll be more willing to be patient and take a little bit more time and work our way through these bumps that we get. Because honestly, everybody's gonna have bumps. And you know me, I'm an honest person. I'm gonna tell you what I think. And I've had to tell 3 or 4 traders that you probably don't want to do this. You probably don't want to do this anymore, because you can't handle losing. Every time you lose 1 or 2, you go berserk, and you can't deal with it, and you want to change this, you want to change that, you want to blame this, you want to blame that. If you can't get out of that cycle, you got to go. So you got to see what it actually takes to get to the promised land. And if you don't know it, you don't see it, it's going to be hard for you to get there. And that's why I always say the best way to learn how to trade, the only way to learn how to trade, is by doing. Yeah, you're going to learn from videos. Yeah, you're going to learn from watching people trade. But real learning takes place when you get out there and you do it and you make mistakes and you go through the highs and the lows. That's what it's going to take for you to be successful. So that's why I really love this quote, because it pretty much sums up human nature when it comes to just about anything we do, but especially trading. All right, so I've got a 4th of July special, $299 annual membership. That's $300 off the regular price. And the first 5 traders that sign up will get 1 mentor session a month. So that's 12 sessions. So we meet one-on-one at least once a month. Some people, we meet 4 times a month and just split it up. 30 minutes here, 15 minutes here, 15 minutes here. Use your hour however you want it. But guys, that's valuable. If you're learning, that's valuable. Some people don't use it because they don't want to be honest with me about how they're doing. But that's the only way you're going to start getting on the right track, is to really understand what you're doing wrong, how you can fix it, and let's go from there. So I think that's an incredible deal. Also, I don't have it listed here, but it will be on the website. If you want the lifetime membership where you sign up and you never have to pay another dime for anything, you have access to me whenever we need to talk. We have access to me. You don't have to buy mentoring time. You don't have to do anything like that. That's $799. That's $500 off the regular membership price. That'll be on the website. I don't have that up here. And that's for a lifetime membership. And I'm also planning a get together for you guys that are lifetime members and you guys that have been with me since day one. Okay, there's a handful of you guys that's been here since January of 2017. So, got something planned special for you guys. So, just wanted to throw that out there. I think 2 people have signed up already. And what happened, I got emails asking about, are you going to do mentoring with this? You going to do mentoring with this? So 2 of the people that asked me about it, they've already signed up. You other guys that sent me emails, if you miss it, sorry for you. But I got to keep it small because I want to be able to get to everybody in a timely fashion. I don't want you to have to wait 2 weeks if you want a mentor session now. So I want to be open and flexible so I can get everybody in and answer all your emails. So I try to keep it small. All right, let's look at what today brought. Now, Roku, this is what I said. This was the first trade of the day. This was a pretty much a textbook opening range breakdown setup. We got down. We tried to bounce a little bit. We couldn't do it pre-market. We had the nice sell candle at the open here. We opened just above the opening range high. We tried to push up a little bit. Then we started selling. When I got in, this was a solid red candle. It was a perfect, I mean, I could have entered a little bit sooner, but it was moving so fast I couldn't really catch it. But this was well within the range. And nice. It sold off. Then it came all the way back up and closed back above the opening range low. All right. And then this candle opened, started selling. So I was feeling a little bit good about this. And then it started ripping back up, hit my max loss. I had to stop out. If I had done what I did last week, I'll be down $700-800 right on the first trade. I righted that ship. I respected my stop, and I lived to fight the rest of the day. Now, I really missed this. This was a really nice trend continuation. Now, what I never would have bought through all of this, but I definitely would have bought on the bounce right off of this 100. I definitely would have bought this up to the 200. And then I would have bought off the 200 on up. Probably took some profit here if I didn't. I probably would have took some profit here. And we just worked our way up all day. Now I got in on the back end of this because it it looked like it had another point in it at least. The next level was up around 94 or 95. I'm sorry, up around 95. It looked like we had at least a point. And I know I joked about it in chat. I asked, I said, I wish I had a crystal ball to see if we had another point in this. But I felt if we had another point, this would be a decent trade to end the day with and kind of get my head back in the game. Still ended the day red, 62.88. And really commissions. But like I told you before, if you trade like garbage, your commissions are going to eat you. If you trade right, the commissions will be right. I didn't actually trade like garbage. I made a little mistake here. I was looking to get in WDC and ended up getting in Roku because I only have one chart and then I had two montages on the little laptop I have when I go to lunch. And I actually took the trade on the wrong montage and ended up getting in. Once I realized it, I took it off and flipped it. I know this looks like a good setup, but the 20, the 100, the 50, VWAP, everything was streaming up. I mean, it was pushing up. And this is a very aggressive profile for these moving averages in VWAP. So no way in hell I would short these now. I shorted them here because they were going down. Now this is like 10 times more aggressive. No way I would short this. But that was an accident. That's why I got in, got out, and then got back in WDC, which we'll look at here in a minute. But that isn't what hurt me. It's just the fact that these trades didn't work. It's not that I did anything wrong. They just didn't work. And that's when you're going to start to feel these things. But nothing I would have done differently. This trade was a perfect setup. No reason I shouldn't have taken this. Somebody or some people just decided they wanted to buy it up, and they bought it up, and they kept buying it up. So it is what it is. It was time to file that away and move on. And that's what we did. WDC, this was a trend continuation trade that just didn't follow through. So I had two trades today that just did not follow through. Now I should have been in on this candle up here. But like I said, I got in on the wrong ticker, so I was a little bit late getting in this, but I waited until we took this low out since I missed the entry up here, and I felt pretty confident. I drew this just for visual effects, but you could clearly see the downtrend in this. You could clearly see we were working our way down. Didn't even have to draw the ones on top. You could see we made slightly lower highs here. This was a lower high, and everything about this screamed we were going to reject again and continue down. This was my first target. Second target was down here, and this would have been my final target if we had got there. This was a 47.15, a daily level, but you can see it just didn't work. And it started working, but there's no way I could have taken profit here. The risk wouldn't have been right. This was the earliest I could take profit, was right here at 47.90, but just didn't make it. So I ended up stopping out, and it tried to come back later on, but it never made the first target. So even if I had stayed in here and just held it beyond my stop, or beyond the technical stop, I still wouldn't have gotten to the first target. So either way, it would have just been a waste of time. So really struggle getting trades to work, but it's not me. It's not my strategy. It's just the market. Because other stocks on my watch list, they work really good. So I ended the day red 62.88. not bad. I managed my risk, and that's my number one priority this week. So look at AMRN. This was on our watch as well. This one opened up. It was in a bunch of traffic, all up in this garbage here, and eventually it broke out. Here's a perfect trend continuation entry. If you missed this, or even if you bought it on the opening range break, you would have held through this pullback until you got to your first target, which should have been around 2150. And then here's a pullback, and eventually you're going to get to adding on these pullbacks. You take your profit, you add on the pullback, and take some off once you break the high of the previous bounce, and just keep on trucking. This would have been a great trade. I was chasing WDC. That's 2 days in a row. It has caused me anguish. So I will not be trading it a third day in a row for sure. The WDC is on the crap list for right now. But this one was good. The other one we were looking at was GBX. This one, I really liked it because we were playing with the 52-week low, which is this line right here. You can see this first 5-minute candle. It washed out pretty good through that 52-week low and then ran back up. And so we got a little push on this and we started to sell through again. No way I was taking this until we broke the 5-minute opening range low. Even though we closed below the 52-week low and then this candle triggered, this was too close. So no way I could respect this trigger with this level sitting here. This is still relatively early, right at 10 o'clock. So I'm still respecting the opening range levels here. And based on experience, I knew what this looked like, and it did exactly what I thought it would do. If it didn't break this, we were going to come back. The conference call was at 11, and so we had a little hard sell here. And so before I went to lunch, I was telling you guys, look at this under the VWAP. If it lost the VWAP, I was going in this because I was fully expecting it to come down and lose this 52-week low now. But it didn't lose it. It showed signs of strength and pushed back up through all of that resistance. But that was the other stock we had on watch. So the stocks we were watching today gave opportunity. Roku should have been a $500 trade for me today. Should have had a $500 day plus. But did not stay locked in like I normally do, like I should have. I was chasing WDC that looked like it might be easier and cleaner to trade, and it was cleaner, but it just didn't trade well. But that's my day in a nutshell. We're going to come back at it tomorrow, see if we can go into the holiday on the right foot. If not, I'm going to do some more yanking and get back on that ass kicking machine I got so I can get back squared away. But I think I'm back to normal. It's just that this is one of these instances where these two trades, they were working, the setups were there. For some reason, nobody would offer it lower. Everybody wanted to buy it, and can't question that. I don't have the money and the clout to combat them, so I let it go. So you guys take it easy. Have a great night, and I will see you in the morning.